And I think we are live. I'll give that a second for YouTube to pop on for me. Good afternoon, Kathy. Hi, Mary Lou, Jessica, Diana. Yeah, my camera kept crashing. I'm trying to pull up my Facebook. And then it literally crashed because I was messing with it and it fell off its mount. I did catch it, but I had to reset it all. It just didn't want to stay on, and I'm hoping that it's on now when I switch. Yay! It's there. It's there for now. Hi, Gail. Let me silence my phone and come over to Cricut Micro Projects so I can see our Facebook chat. There we go. See if I can get multi-stream to kick in so I can see when somebody does say something, even if I can't see who it is until I look on my phone. Hi, Louise. Hi, Swirly. Today we are on day 9 of the 12 days of making, and today is Make to Bake. Let's take a pop over on Design Space and take a look. Well, actually, let me play the intro and then we'll do that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
This is the December calendar, and we're getting really close to Christmas. We have gotten a little bit of time. Want to say congratulations to Chantel Marie again. She won the Crafter's Choice yesterday on the December 8th drawing, and that will be going out to her. But the AutoPress giveaway has not ended yet. You still have time. Yes, we typo Shirley sometimes when we're fast in the chat, so we call her Swirly. That's her nickname. Swirly Shirley. Some people don't know, but some days I can't really feel all the feeling in my fingers, so my typing is horrible. I can't feel the keys on the keyboard. So sometimes it's really bad. You have to learn to decipher me. But anyway, make sure you're getting in on this AutoPress. And don't forget your 12 Days of Christmas sales, guys. Make sure you're grabbing those. Right, Louise? And don't forget to use your group code Cuties. It does not apply to anything that plugs in, anything digital. It does not apply to Access. It does not apply to Cricut Access exclusives like mystery boxes with cuties and things in that exclusives tab, and anything bulk. It does apply to everything else, including sales items. So make sure that you've got $100 worth of eligible merchandise, and it will kick in and give you that extra 10% off and free shipping. And if you're not spending that much and you need the free shipping, Cricut's free shipping code, I think, is also at $100 unless you have premium access, and that is December Ship, DEC Ship, or Ship DEC. Now we got all that good stuff out of the way. Let's have fun. Yeah, it tries, spell checker always overrides me. Sometimes I have it right and they still want to change it. This is today's project. I have that in the description down below if you need the link, or you can go to my Design Space profile and you can find it. We are making to bake today, and just so you guys can find it in case you need it, you can go to the home screen. Oops, yeah, I'm not in beta. Okay. Uh, I wanted to double check that. You want to come over here and then click on holiday, and then on there you can see make to bake, and they made some aprons and those are really cute, but I'm not doing cookies because we did cookies the other day, right? We did the cookie bags, so I decided let's do something cake or brownie, whatever, but baking rather than doing cookies, to do something different. So I opted not to do what they did and opted to do some mugs. So, and I think, just so you guys know, let me go back over here. If you're doing this challenge, guys, look in here. You may find your projects. You may not, because there are lots going in there. But you may see your project listed up in here, okay? So make sure that you're checking and looking on the Make to Win. And also there are featured images, and we are still trending. We're in the second spot there, but we're still trending with our ornament. And I am not a Cricut employee. A couple of people have pointed this out to me, that my thing has come up in the Cricut. I'm not a Cricut employee. I think that's just because I'm a product expert, that they're popping some of our projects in there. So you may find other product experts in that field too. Or either it was supposed to go up in the trending or in the Make It to Win, and it got put in the wrong category. So just so you know, I've had a couple of people message me this morning. I am not a Cricut employee. All right, so let's go over to my projects. Make sure that you're looking, guys, and seeing your projects in there. So here's my Make to Bake, and we're going to customize, because I want to show you how I laid this out, because I not only did some infusible ink, but I did some sublimation, because I know some of you sublimate as well, but we're using our mug press for both of them. I'm going to give this a second to load. It's been, my Design Space has been a little slow and weird this morning. So this is a project. This mug right here is a project that was already in my projects. If you go to projects and search mug and then change the category to Christmas, you will find that it's right there with the tag and everything. I did add to and from to it and attach that for my pin because it was not on there, so I put that on the tag. Super easy to do. For anybody that doesn't know how to do that, you're just simply going to click text, you're going to select writing, and then you're going to select whatever font that you want. I'm not sure what I used here. It was BFC something, I'm sure. BFC Backyard Garden. That's what I used there. So you would just change that, type out your text, to and from. Oops. Told you I can't feel my fingers. Do your alignment. I like to do mine to the left. If you want spacing in there, you can add your spacing. And then I select my handles and then size it down. Okay. Find where you want to put it on the tag, and then you can attach. So now that's going to cut. It's going to write on there, and then it's going to cut. And if you're doing a bunch and you want to repeat them and flatten it instead for print and cut, you can do that too if you don't want it to write. So I'm just going to undo that. I'm going to leave my font in there. Don't want to change that. Now I did a cut on this, and for some reason I had accidentally deleted this line. You don't want to detach and get rid of that, because that's going to cut your sheeting so that you can wrap it around your mug and get it even. You want to leave that on there, and make sure that you have that ready. Okay, so mine cut without it, but that's a whole different story. So I'm gonna go over that with you. So I did two different versions. This one is my infusible ink, and all I did was bring in the Bake Like a Boss image, and then I sized it to the size I wanted, and I brought in a square, and I aligned it center and attached. So super simple and easy. That's all I did to that. I didn't change anything else about it. Now, if you're going to be doing infusible ink and you think you might forget to mirror, you can go ahead and flip that horizontal so you don't forget. But there is a warning on there, and I will show that to you. So that is that. But I wanted to do something a little different from what they had done. Did I detach? There we go. So this image was in Design Space, and I created an offset for it. Okay, and what I did is I just went to offset, I left it at 0.25, and I applied it. Now it disappears, but there you go. Then I brought it up onto, I detached all of this, and once you detach it, you need to attach it back to that. So you can detach. If you want to use this, you can use any image that you want. I brought this up about where I wanted it to land on that cup. And then I selected that and the other image. I'll make sure I just get the image. I'm just going to hide that piece for right now. And once you have it where you want it, I'm going to align that vertically and then slice, or you can subtract, either one that you want to do. And then I got rid of the pieces. Make sure you duplicate that. If you forget to duplicate it, you can just create another offset. But you see I have some of these teeny tiny pieces in there. That's another whole story. But I brought it up in here and, oops, got the wrong image selected. I brought that up in here on contour, and I took those little bitty teeny tiny pieces out, okay? Not really that it matters because you have all of those dots, okay? So when I did this, I was just thinking, okay, I don't want that little piece, and that little piece can go, and that little piece can go. So I was just taking out the little pieces that I really didn't think I needed, or any dots that cut in half or anything like that. So I could just kind of cleaned it up that way. And then I centered this, align, center, and I attached it. So now this will be cut from a second color. If you're cutting it from the same color, you'll want to make this piece white. Okay, and then attach it all together if you want to do that. And that's just to help you line everything up. You can attach everything. You don't need this if you're attaching. You can just attach it, but it's got to be cut out of a second color. So I left that on. And I'm going to show you all of this once we get over there. It's going to make sense. Okay, however, let me just go ahead and show you guys. However, there were so many teeny tiny pieces to this. Here we go. I've got it stuck down. I'm not even going to pull it off. I trimmed, I went ahead and cut it out of infusible ink. I used a black infusible ink and a red infusible ink. And then I just, I can get it apart. Those things are so sticky. There we go. After I weeded it, I made sure I trimmed this piece down, and then I aligned it in there and put it in. So you can do this from infusible ink. I'm just going to say I kept losing dots everywhere. I had so many missing dots because I was weeding quickly and I just pulled the sheet. I didn't have time to put them back on there. And I thought, okay, well, I will just show you guys sublimation, because I also lost a couple of my letters. So when you're weeding this, this was kind of small. You may want to go a little bit larger with your image and not have all of this small writing. It was just really too small for infusible ink, is what I'm trying to say on that. But it is doable. It is doable. You just have to be super careful with it and not lose all those teeny tiny little pieces. So what I did is I was like, I really liked the design, so I thought I would use that for my print and cut. And I have a sublimation printer, so I printed this on my sublimation from Design Space, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. You have to have a sublimation printer to do sublimation ink, and this is sublimation paper as well. So let's pop back over to Design Space. So this one cut very well from the infusible ink, and I'm gonna show you guys how it cuts and show you how to weed it. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you all of that. So if you're doing sublimation, you can get rid of that offset, and then of course you'll want to line this up where you want it and change it to whatever ink color that you're going to be using. And so I'm just going to say that that's aligned properly. It may not be, because it needs to be aligned vertically and horizontally in there. And then you want to select both of them and flatten. And now the general rule when we flatten is that you flatten this to a shape, because if you can see the grid, it's going to cut out all of that where the grid is. So just so you know where the grid is at, since this is white, I'm going to change the grid color so you can see. So everywhere that you see yellow in here, if you're flattening for a regular print and cut, that's going to cut out individually, just like this one up here does. And you don't want that with print and cut. But because I'm doing sublimation, it's not going to matter. And I'm just going to leave it like that. So now I've got that flattened. How you make this with sublimation, you're just going to send everything over, and your tag is set at a different color so that it won't go onto your sublimation sheet. So it's set for a different color, and that tag is going to cut separately as well. So here's my print and cut up here, and then this one is my infusible inks. Okay, so make sure I forgot and I didn't attach that guide. So attach your guide back to this piece. You don't want to lose that guide so that it cuts around it and gives you that extra tape so that you can tape it on. So, and I've already cut those, so I'm not going to do that. So whatever you're going to do, you want to apply your copies and however many copies you want. And I could get 2 to a page for my sublimation. So what I did is, and you have to mirror, guys. You need to make sure you mirror that. So you're going to hit continue, and when you get over here, you're going to send it to your printer just like you would a regular print and cut. And I never use I have my sawgrass in there. I never use my sawgrass from here because it doesn't print properly. You always want to use that system dialog box and click on print. And once you've done that, oops, I forgot something. I'll just show you guys. And you see it's all blurry in there. Remember I said that I didn't flatten it to anything, and that is why. That's an indication of cut lines. I do not want that to cut that way, and it will print that way to give me edge-to-edge color. So this is one of the few times, I'm going to cancel, this is one of the few times that when you print that you would turn off the bleed. You would turn off the bleed here, use the system dialog, and click print. Bring that over, and here you go. You see that it's all nice and clear now, right? But I'm still not going to print it from my sawgrass here. You're going to look right down here and click on your arrow, and I'm going to send this over to my Sawgrass Print Manager. Now, your printer may be different, but if you have a Sawgrass, that's the way you're going to do it. And then it's going to open up your Print Manager. Let's see if I can slide that over. Once it opens up, you can see I didn't mirror it, and look, it's not mirrored. I can mirror it here and have it mirrored. So I'm good there. Make sure that it's mirrored because it's going to print. And then you're just going to print it on your Sawgrass printer. It will go over there and it will print perfectly. Okay? Very easy to do. So let's go back overhead. And once it prints, I don't have all of my stuff because I've already trimmed it down. I'll just show you. I cut off, I just cut it. I just use my trimmer and cut off all the black bounding box. That's all you have to do. Just cut it off. And now this is ready to go. Yes, please, Marian, whenever you're doing sublimation, turn off the bleed. You never want to turn it off any other time unless you're doing sublimation and the rare water slide on clear. That's when I cut mine off. Clear water slide. Because bleed gives us edge-to-edge color. Because if I did want this to cut out individually, I don't want white areas on one side of the letter and not on the other. And that bleed gives us that edge-to-edge color when we cut. Mine does too, Kathy, but remember I mirrored it in Design Space. Let me just go back and show you guys that. If you mirror it in Design Space, then it's going to mirror it back the other way in your Sawgrass or your sublimation printer, okay? It's going to mirror it back. But if you're over here and I turn this mirror off and hit done, and then I hit send to printer. So now I don't have the mirror on, okay? Turn off the bleed, use the system dialog. And it's still not mirrored. So I'm going to come over here and go to my Sawgrass Print Manager. And it should be mirrored now. So that's why I wanted to show you. If you mirror it in Design Space, it's going to flip it back on the Sawgrass. I don't know about the other printers, but Sawgrass is going to flip it back. Unless you have your mirror setting off. If you have your mirror setting off, then it's not going to. You just want to make sure it's printing backwards. Yes, the print, it will not print in the correct colors that you have set if you use the dialog box and print from there like you do with your other print and cuts. The Sawgrass doesn't like it. The color profiles are not synced. They're not synced. So it tells it what color it is, and the Sawgrass Print Manager handles all the colors and tells it how much of what color to lay down. Okay. So it's just going to depend on your printer. We're still using Design Space for everything. We're just using a different printer. That's all we're doing. And we're still using our mug press. So again, you can do sublimation from Design Space, and you can do infusible ink from Design Space. It's totally up to you and how much work you want to do into it. But if you don't have sublimation, infusible ink is a good option. It is a good option so that you can still get the look, you can still get the design, and not have to shell out the money because sublimation printers are expensive. So infusible ink is a great alternative for that. Yeah, some of you guys have Epsons. I have an Epson for my regular, and it can be converted. It's the 7720, but I use it for my everyday printing. All right, so let's go over and do our mugs. What do you say? Does anybody else have any questions about your infusible ink? You're going to weed that. You're going to roll it and crack it and weed it, and I'm going to show you with the other one. But I wanted to show you guys how it goes on the mat as well. Again, and I cut too deep too, so I think that was why mine was bouncing and I was losing some of my images. But I forgot I had a brand new blade. I should have done less pressure. So I have my little tray here. There it is. So I cut my infusible ink, and you're going to put it on your mat. I'm going to back that up. You're going to put it on your mat. Hi, Shannon. She's watching over on Facebook. Put it on your mat with the ink side up and your plastic liner to the mat. Okay? Let's see if I can grab a mat here. It's not clean, but we'll use it. So it's going to go on like this. I highly, highly, highly encourage. If you do not have this tool in your Cricut arsenal, get it. You want to brayer that down onto your mat. And it's going to give you a better cut, especially if you're doing small, tiny cuts, okay? So make sure you're brayering that down, and then you're just going to feed it and cut it normally. Make sure it's mirrored, and I am mirrored, so we're good to go there. And this ink was, I'm using, this is not the true cherry. You can get the solid cherry, and it's going to be a darker red, I believe. But this one comes out a little bright, but I still love it. I love it. It matched my ribbon very well. So this was the steel plate patterns box that I used for this. Okay, just gonna set that to the side. Second tip of the day for this: do not pull out this outer piece. You can see I've cut it and trimmed it, and I attached it to that box so that it would be easy once I got finished. Leave it just like it is. Give yourself some space, and then weed it. And I'm looking for my weeding tools because I am so scattered. I just had it in my hand. There it is. This is not the one I wanted, but let's see if I've got the other one here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So when you've got these little lines and these little dots, take them out first. Does anybody know why? Do you know why you want to do that first? I'm going to wait till somebody answers. Anybody know why I'm weeding before I take that outer piece off? And mine had a sharp blade, so I didn't have to. So if you're having trouble weeding, you can roll it this way, and crack it. It's easier that way, kind of. If I take this outer piece off, and then I take that square off, and then start weeding the centers of these letters, guess where all those little dots are going to go? Because I've already done this once today for the mock-up. Guess where all those dots ended up? Guess what I had to do before I could press it? They're going to stick to that sheet. Everywhere that you have a space, that's where they're going to stick. Every single, it's going to be on that sticky paper. You got it. And it is no fun to try to pick all of those little dots off of there. Trust me, you don't want to do that. So I am weeding prior. That way I can just tap it off and they'll fall right away. You still want to check because you're emptying out these letters here at the top. Make sure that nothing sticks in there as you're going. So that was something that I learned today. I try to learn something new every day, and I learned when you've got teeny tiny pieces on infusible ink, weed it first. And I peeled my ink there. It's cut through. I just didn't. I don't like to get too close to the edge of my image because I don't want to scratch my ink. Six more dots. You can see one of them just went right there, right in that S. Because that will mess up your design. Alright, and that one's trying to peel back, but I can fix that. So now, I'm just going to come in here and peel away this big outer piece. Oops. And here all the way around. And then I'm going to trim down this carrier, because I want it nice and square, in case my grid isn't nice and square, because of if you put it on the mat crooked, anything like that, it may not be square. So I just like to trim mine off before I pull that piece. Just going to get rid of all that. Get rid of all the little dots. Get rid of everything before I peel this off. Didn't want to come out of there. There we go. And you want to be sure that you don't lose the dot to your eye right there in the word like. Might want to hang on to a couple of those dots you weed just in case. And so here we go. Let's cross our fingers that that eye stays. And it didn't. So I'm just going to hold that down gently with my weeding tool and pop it loose so that it stays in there. I didn't press hard on it, I just gently held it. So now we have our Bake Like a Boss. Yeah, with iron on it's a little easier, Diana. Plus, if with iron on, if you happen to leave a tiny piece, you can heat it from behind and usually just pick it right off. You can't do that with infusible ink. Once it's on there, it's there. It's there to stay. It's permanent. It's not going anywhere. Ah, Louise has FedEx. I hope it's something fun. Lint roller, guys. You want to make sure you lint roll. Now, your infusible ink comes with a little lint cloth. You can use that. I prefer to use a lint roller. I'm just going to put my cover back on there because I can reuse that sheet. And then you need to determine which side of the cup you want it on. Now, I've already done this one, and I've got my handle to the right, so I'm going to do my handle to the left on this one. And I'm just going to eyeball where I want it. I want to get it straight, though. looks pretty good to me. I'm just going to press that sheet down all the way. Let's give a good press. Now, because mine cut a little deep and I know that I've got some open areas in that protective sheet, I am going to use a sheet of the Cricut butcher paper to put over it. Just in case, because I don't want to mess up my press. I don't need it that long either. So. And you can use the blue tape. I just happen to have the strong grip tape in my dispenser, so that's what I'm using. You don't need strong grip here. But I'm just going to cover that butcher paper right over my design, just in case the cuts. Like I said, I had a new blade and it cut through the liner in a couple of spots. I don't want that infusible ink to end up on the inside of my press. I'm going to turn that on, and then I'm just going to tape down the other side. So this one is good to go. It's ready, and we're going to set up our sublimation one while that's heating up. Craft board and cardstock. Hey, some of the best stuff, right? And you want to handle your cup. You don't want your fingerprints and oils to be on that cup. So you want to handle it by the handle and not by the mug itself. And again, I don't want to put that there. It's heating up. We're going to let roll. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. My sheet was coming off of there. So I want to make sure that I get any lint or anything that's on there. And the reason that we do that, guys, is if there's any lint or dust or anything like that, and we press it with our ink will dye the dust. But when you wash it and the dust comes off, you're going to have a white spot on your cup where that dust was at. So now I've got my design, and let's see, I've got this one, I've got it that way, so I'm going to do this one opposite. No, I'm not, because I forgot to cut it opposite. Well, this one's just going to go the same way. That's all there is to that. So I just wrap it around after I've lint rolled, and I want to give it the same distance between the handle on each side the best I can. I find it easier to do this way so I can see it. And that looks about right. I'm just right now just getting the distance between the two. All right. And then I'm just going to let the other side go. I know where this is going as far as that side. And I'm getting my fingers on there. I didn't want to do that. I have my lint thing here. So I've got that. I'm holding it, making sure I've got it on as straight as I can get it. And I'm going to get, I usually have my tape already. Okay, hopefully my fingerprints won't mess up my ink. So now I'm doing this distance. I'm just going to stick that down and just double check it. That looks good. And then get it on there tight and get it straight. And I'm just going to take another little piece of tape and tape that one over. So now we're good to go on that one. It's not ready. So while that's heating up, I'll go ahead and show you guys this one. I did my tag. I've got my tag on here. You can tape your tag on to the inside. I just did a little Hallmark bow on that, but you can see stinking cute is that. And inside we have a mug treat. So we have mug treats. One box, it has 4 in there, so you can do 4 cups with one box of these. And let's do this one first. This is our Cricut one. Make sure that our design is covered, and we're going to clamp down. So while that's going, I've already gotten 2 done, so I'm just going to take it out. And you can throw the box away. You don't have to worry about instructions because they're on the back of the packs. So you don't even have to fool with it. Betty Crocker did it all for us. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I'm just going to scoot this out of the way while we work. And I got my tissue paper. And guys, I just cut it in half for the mugs. You don't need a full sheet for these. It works just as well. Got our tags. And then I got these bags from Walmart. I don't know what they're called. I call them vase bags, but I think they're just treat bags. But they have that weird shape. I'm trying to show you the shape, and it's not showing up on camera, is it? But it's like a vase. It's tapered in here, and then it flares back out. So that's what I'm using. And it comes with the ties. And I'm just going to open that bag up. And then I shake the mix down and then kind of scrunch the bottom just a little bit so that it can get through that tapered area. And we're going to put that in. And work it down to the bottom. There we go. That kind of helps scrunch it into for it to fit in the mug. And then I put this to the back where the instructions are. You can load yours up any way you want. I want that to say topping that way. And then I get my little twist tie. So you could be doing all this or have the kids do this. And then I'm just going to give it a little twist at the top. And then put my tie on there. Super easy and simple. Now, I'm going to use, I think, do I want to do that one? Or the love sign. I think I'll do the fa la la. I really like that fa la la ribbon from last night, so I'm just going to set that over. Just going to do a rabbit ear bow. And you can use this to use an extra tie. I'm just going to run it into that knot. In case you guys can't see me, I'm just going to thread one of these before I cinch down through that knot. There we go. Shape up my ribbon. And then trim it off. And then I can just tie that right on. So you can, there's so many different ways that you can decorate this bag. You can use the ones that have the print on them as well, but you can see that that's going to fit right down into the mug. And then I take my tissue paper. I'm doing this while it's cool, guys, because you don't want to put that in a hot mug. And then I think I'll use red on this one. Like I said, I just do half sheets. Tuck one to the back. And then tuck one to the front. And then fluff up that ribbon so that it shows. How stinking cute. And then we do our tags. And you can do your tags any way that you want. I've got twine here somewhere. Here it is. You can use twine to attach it to the mug. And I'm just going to use, make sure all of my teeny tiny dots are out of there. And you want to put glue on the red piece because it has the cutout on it, so that you're not getting glue squished everywhere. Make sure your to and from is to the back. And we're going to align it. And how short or long you make this is totally up to you. I like mine kind of short for the mug because it's going to slide down the handle too. Mine does anyway. But then you're just going to take it. I'm going to take this out so you guys can see because I'm not going to leave it in there to press anyway. And that's ready. We're going to take that out. And I have my Cricut mat over here that I am going to sit this on to cool. So I'm just going to sit that there and let it cool. And then we're going to place this one in and clamp down. Yes, infusible ink on one, and I'm doing sublimation on the other. So then your tag, you're just going to, this one's warm, so I'm going to try to be careful. You're just going to loop it through. You may have to slightly twist it a little bit. And then it's on, okay? I'm just going to take that back off while this cools so I don't burn myself. The handle's going to be cool to the touch. The cup is not. Started to bubble my mat right there. Whew, that was close. It's hot, hot, hot. You want to make sure you put it on your mat to cool. You can also, I don't know if it's recommended, but I usually let it cool enough to get the paper off. But you can get ghosting if you don't do it correctly, so you need to let it cool, or you can run it under water and get it cool. That's all the glue we need. Oh, I cut that too short. I'll save it for something else, maybe. I will never be able to tie that. Okay, I'm just catching up on chat. Yeah, don't set your cups on here and don't press on here without protecting your mat. It will bubble up. My fingers are giving me issues today. I can't feel these three. There we go. Well, I can't tie a knot either, evidently. There we go. I'll trim that off. So now our tags are ready to go. I'll go ahead and package this one up too. Why not? We have it here. Again, I'm just going to scrunch it down a little bit so it goes down into the bag, and it'll fit into the cup. Get it down there to the bottom, and then toppings go to the back. And if you want to cut down on the use of these, you can just make your bow and use one instead of using two. That's up to you as well. That twisted. I'll twist that back around before I tighten it. Just run one right in there. Twist you around. Just use your bow. And give it a twist. That's stinking cute. Alright, so now we have those done. Again, you get 4 to a pack, so super, super economical, guys, for gifts, baking gifts. I'm just going to gently pull that tape off. I don't see any ink yet. Oh, yeah, I do a little dot right there. So glad I did that, because if it gets on the inside of your press, it's going to end up on everything. And you really should wait for this to cool so you don't get any ghosting, but I'm going to try to be quick and zap it. And I missed too, but it didn't ghost though. Bake like a boss. Love. I'm going to run cool water on this while this finishes, and I will be right back. I love the stackables too. I know as soon as I walk away that's going to be... I told you as soon as I walked away. So we're going to take that out, and you can see that it's a little warm from my paper. It started to. I hope I didn't brown that up. Sometimes you have to watch sublimation ink. It will not take as long as infusible ink. Your blacks can turn brown if you overheat them on sublimation. You have no one else here to give them to. How about taking them to your local fire station and giving some to your firefighters and paramedics? Or police officers to give out as gifts. Yeah, I don't use my paper again. And you could do just one tissue paper in there too if you want to. I think I like that. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. I don't think I'm going to put a second one in this one. So there's so many ways that you can decorate them up. So I'm just going to use my tweezers and pull that back. Okay. Oh, it's perfect. It didn't turn brown. Good. Yay. All right, let me go cool this one, and I'll be right back. All right. Just drying it off. Yes, just running cold water. A lot of people have like a 5-gallon bucket or something like that that they use, and they put water in it, and then they just drop the whole thing in there, and then they peel the paper. And I've done that too, and it works. It works well. Depends if I've got a lot to do or not. If I don't have a ton to do, I just run water in it or let them sit and cool. I've never had one crack. But I do let mine sit and cool for a minute before I do that on my Cricut mat. You can leave it on a mat to cool down. I've never had that. Of course I don't drop them in ice water either. That might crack it. It's just cool water, tap water. I don't do anything to cool it down any colder. Yeah, Kathy, they can turn brown or green if you overheat your black on sublimation. But it came out great. All the way around. Love it. So we're just going to put our topping in there. Oh, oh, okay. Let me catch up on chat. I missed part of it. I'll catch it up really quick here. Your table has a mini press on it now. Oops. Right, if you personalize them, you can't give them away. But now, that being said, because I forgot to tell you guys, I didn't put anything on the back of mine for that, but you can sublimate both sides. One side with the name and then Bake Like a Boss. So you can do both sides on these. I just did not. And this one, I guess you could do a cutout, a circle on the back like you did here, and do a name if you wanted to. Again, I just didn't want to personalize mine because I didn't know who I was giving them to yet. I may even keep one for myself. Yeah, Marianne, your tap water might be pretty cold. But I have on sublimation sites, some of them they tell you, put it into cool water. So that's where I learned that when I was first doing sublimation, but I've never had one crack. But again, if you're worried about it, just let it sit on your Cricut mat. You got plenty of space, especially if you have these big mats, to put several mugs and let them just sit and cool down. And once they're cool, then you can go in and decorate them up. How stinking cute. Lots of ways, like I said, that you can do it. You can disguise the treat completely and put big bows on there, or you can do tiny bows and one. Lots of fun. I might put a glue dot right there to hold my tag up, though. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Where's my glue dots? So I'm just going to put one right there. And oh, yay. Yeah, a glue dot works, guys. Just put one and then slide your tag up to it. I'm just going to pull that down, put a glue dot right there. I say I am. And then tighten that up and slide it right up to that dot. Now it stays. I'll do the other two here later. You know what, Loretta? I have said that as well. I don't need any more mugs. And inadvertently, we have dropped and broken 2 or 3, and now we're like, we don't have any cups. So I said, I might keep a couple of these. So we need cups. Oh, that's funny to make a whole box of them. Yep, see, wine bags refillable. Well, see, you could make one that says there might be wine in this cup. So that way you never know. There's another really cute one. Coffee because let's go over and look, see if I can find it. That's really funny. So this one I have put in to the community. I want to make sure, yep, my 12 days of making tag is down there. Let's go to new. I don't want to mess this one up. Replace images. There's another one too, Loretta, that's really funny. I think I saved it. Let's see. It might have been in the Cricut employees. Let me go I think that's where it was. Cricut employees. I thought I saved it too. I like this one. I still have no idea why I am out of bed. I like that one. You're on mute. They have some really cute projects in here too. That's funny. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Whiskey, Tequila, Vodka, Blitzen. Let's see, maybe it wasn't in there. Okay. Not there. Let's see. Let me go to images. Maybe I can find it. It was really cute, if I can find it. But it says coffee. Coffee because something, coffee because wine in the mornings or something. Oh well. I don't remember. I thought I saved it. Oh, that's cute. Driveway drinker. You guys are funny. Yeah, before and after. All right, guys. Well, there's tons and tons of images that you can use. Um, so go and make something. You can put these mugs and everything. Like I said, you could do the mug treats, and you can put anything on your coffee cup that you want. If you want them to use it for just Christmas, or you want them to use it after, then don't do Christmas, but do something else. So pick something that you think that they will like. I do not have enough coffee or middle fingers for today. That one's kind of snarky. Coffee, teach, wine, repeat. Oh yeah, that one was good too. Hold my coffee. I'm about to do unto others as they do unto me. All right, guys. So go over and make your baking, your day of baking, make to bake day for the night. Get those posted up. Get them in the group. Let's see what you got. You can do all sorts of infusible ink. It does not have to be baking inspired. You're putting the baking goods in there, so you can do anything you want on your cups as long as you use an access image, and then just stick that in there and you have made something make to bake. And make sure you use your 12 days of making tag. Don't forget that. It's very important. That's how you get entered. I really do love this. This is so pretty. I wish you guys could see it in person, both of them. The treat packages, they are Betty Crocker's mug treats, and they come in different flavors. This is the triple chocolate, and it comes with your little frosting pack and everything that you need. And if you want to add some sprinkles into that bag, you can do some sprinkles in there or some nuts, whatever it is you want to do. And you get 4 to a box. If I'm not mistaken, it was $3.78, $3.74, something like that for a box. It's going to depend on where you live in your Walmart. And you can find these in singles, I think, at the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree has them too. But they end up, if you buy them at the grocery store or you buy them from the Dollar Tree, about $1.25 a piece. So that and the cost of your mug. They have them at both, Diana. Our Walmart is a super Walmart, grocery store, Walmart combined. You can get them at Dollar Tree, at your grocery store, Walmart. They have them everywhere. But they're going to run you about $1 a piece, $1.25, something like that. So that's not too bad, because you got the cost of your mug in there. Sure. I got my transfer tape stuck to it, but they're called mug treats. They come in, I think, salted caramel. There's a triple chocolate. There's a sugar cookie one. It's a sugar cookie flavored cake, I should say. And the flavors are probably going to vary depending on your store too. But I just did the triple chocolate because who doesn't love chocolate, right? And the kids can do these. They need adult supervision. I think it even says on there. Yeah, keep kids safe. The mug will be very hot. Don't leave it unattended. Don't leave the microwave unattended, but don't leave the kids unattended with it either. So, but they can do that and get them out as long as they handle it by the handle. The handle won't be hot, but the cup will. And it even says sprinkle with marshmallows and crushed graham crackers after your topping. So you can do like a s'mores type out of this triple chocolate one. That would be fun. You could go ahead and add a graham cracker in there in that bag, and if you wanted to use your treat bags instead of putting the topping in there, put your graham cracker and marshmallows in there, and then just let your mug treat sit in there freely. That way they have a s'mores, and you could do a s'mores theme on the outside. That would be cute. They have a sugar cookie, Shirley. They have a sugar cookie one. I love salted caramel. That's one of my favorites. $3.59. There you go, Irma. Irma said her Target has the mug treats for $3.59, and you get 4 of them, so that's under $1. That's under $1 a piece. Doesn't get much better than that, right? All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. That will be the last live that I do because I have to go out of town. But I will pre-record the others. And if you have questions, you can ask in the group, and I will be checking those messages. But tomorrow at 1 o'clock is going to be the last live. These 2 will be pre-recorded, and this one I will go live from the hotel, or either I will draw it and record it and post that up for the AutoPress giveaway. I really want to do it live if I can, but if I can't, I will have to record the drawing. All right. And I think you're really going to like those last two. And well, you're going to like them all. I got some great things planned for the last days. I hope that you guys are enjoying these. You're sliding down your hands because they're melting, Gil. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad we got to talk about infusible ink and sublimation. So that I got both of you guys. Some of you do have sublimation. Some of you are using infusible inks. So there's no reason why you can't do both. Or either or, I should say, not both. So super easy to do. We've gone over both of them. And if you have any questions or you get stuck, please just let us know. Thanks, Mary Lou. I appreciate that. When is the deadline to enter? The deadline to enter the AutoPress giveaway. And guys, this does count because it is a form of iron-on. So yes, it does count. I was asked that question. It will count for the AutoPress giveaway. It is a form of iron-on from Cricut. As long as you use Cricut Image, use your mug press. I believe it's the 14th at, let me see if I can pull that up really quick, guys. The deadline to enter the AutoPress giveaway is, page load, please. I'm getting there. It's a little slow loading. I have a lot running. And that would be on the Cricut giveaway tab. I missed it. Right. There's 5 days left. 5 days left. And it ends, I don't know why that keeps reverting back to November for me, but it ends December the 14th at 11:59. Oh, that's when it begins. Okay. It began November the 1st at 11:59 and ends December the 14th at 11:59 p.m. and we draw on the 15th. So, does anybody need to see that QR code again? What's the deadline for the 12 days of making? The 12 days of making, the last project comes out on the 12th and you have until the 19th. It does, I don't know if it gives a time or not. Let's check it. Let me see if I can, if we go to, oops, there's your profile. Go to home. Go to holiday. And I know there's other ways to get here, but this is the easiest way for me from here. 12 days of making. Tag it. Share it in the community. You have to share it, guys. Make sure you're sharing. Submissions will close on December 19th. It doesn't say what time. So I would, to be safe, the 18th. Because I don't know if that's going to be midnight on the 18th at 12 a.m. So, let's see. Terms and conditions. There we go. December 19th at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. Mountain Time. There you go. December 19th, 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you're East Coast, it would be December the 20th at 2 a.m. or 1:59 p.m. if you're Eastern Time. For the AutoPress, does it help to submit more than one iron-on project? No, Diana. You can only enter once and get the number of entries by doing the extras, and that's all you can get. But you can do as many projects as you want, but you're limited on how many times that you can put it into Rafflecopter, and Rafflecopter does the drawing. There are extra entries. You can earn extra entries by liking my page and that kind of thing. Tweeting about it, all of those kind of things will earn you extra points for the giveaway on the AutoPress. All right, do we have any more questions, guys? I don't want to leave anybody hanging. If you ask the question, because I know there's a little bit of lag on chat, so if I miss your question, please come over and ask it in the group or message me. I'm happy to help you. Right. So, Gail, if it's Mountain Time, then yours would end at, if it's 11:59 Mountain Time, it would be 1:59 a.m. on the 20th. For Eastern, it would be 12:59 a.m. on the 20th for Central, making it 11:59 Mountain, and 10:59 p.m. on the 19th for Pacific. Pacific time, it will end at an hour before Mountain. Okay, so for the 19th, these are the times for the 12 days of making. So December the 19th at 10:59 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm going to put this in chat. December the 19th, this is your deadline for the 12 days of making. 10:59 p.m. Mountain Time. Oh, I'm sorry. Scratch that. Let me remove that. That's wrong. Okay, it's 10:59 p.m. Pacific Time on December the 19th. Okay, then it would be 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time, December the 19th. That would make it 12:59 a.m. Central Time on the 20th of December. And then 1:59 a.m. Eastern Time on the 20th. Oh, you're welcome, Diana. Those are your ending times. Whenever they say there's an update at 11:59 Mountain Time, it's less an hour for Pacific, plus an hour for Central, and plus 2 for Eastern. So whenever they do it at 11:59 or actually 12 a.m. at midnight, whenever they do that, it's actually technically the next day. Even though it's only 2 hours or an hour, it's technically the next day already. So the date changes at 12, so you have to change the date. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. and Sunday, that will be coming out recorded. I may release it at 3 and I may release it early on Sunday. It just depends. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Catch you tomorrow. You're welcome, everybody.